Hi, I'm Peter J. Ray. Welcome to Adventures in History. Today's topic is Dearest Mother, Love Ruthie. Ruth Smallshaw Ray's Letters to Her Mother, 1950, Part 48. 2451 Kenilworth Road, Cleveland Heights, Ohio, February 16th, 1950. Dearest Mother, Daddy, and Bud, oh, was it ever nice to get your sweet Valentine? Thank you, darling. I felt ever so lucky. I had a sweet card from Marion and one from Alice, too. I had classes until 9 o'clock at night, and when I came out, John had driven down for me and had a big heart-shaped Valentine box of chocolates. It's over a foot wide and long with a huge red bow on top. And he gave me a lovely sweetheart Valentine, too. Gee, I was a lucky girl. Connie made some cute cupcakes with little red heart candies on the icing. Also lots of teacher Valentines from the kiddies. Alice sounded very happy. She says she's not working, but is going in to do the doctor's books the next day. She says she has a lovely 3-roomed apartment and an apartment furnished with wedding gifts. She says they plan a trip to Winnipeg next summer, and you may get to see them. Mother, it worries me so to hear you haven't been well. Personally, with that cold weather, it's no wonder, and I do wish you'd take it easy. I often wonder if you get any help from those 2 men. Do they ever even wipe the dishes? Anyway, I hope you see a doctor. I've been worn out since my little siege. I fall into bed every night and am still tired the next day. My throat's still a little sore, but I don't want to take any more sulfa because I believe it's what leaves me so weak. My back's been acting up again. I think I was over-optimistic and didn't wear the corselet a few days, so I'm back to it. Tomorrow I have to demonstrate in the auditorium again. There are 4 of us who seem to be on the program all the time. Then Saturday I have to write the national teachers' exams from 8:30 in the morning until 5:30 at night. They say it's terrifically tiring. I have an idea I'll be a little glad when all this lets up somewhat. However, I'm enjoying one course very much, children's literature. I hope you'll be on the lookout for those clippings in conservation, soils, water supply, forests, and with those nature magazines. Would you have the January 1949 Reader's Digest? I'd like it too, please. Marion wrote that she'd planned to come see you, but a blizzard blew in. I'd love to see you all. How's Bud doing? I still have the leaves that were around the roses and plan next to get some fish for the fish bowl. I love you. I hope you feel better. Mrs. George has had a bad back too. Love, Ruthie. P.S. One of my pupils brought me the sweetest corsage, a white carnation centered with a pink rosebud and pink bow and on a white doily. F.R.S. 2457 Kenilworth Road, Cleveland Heights, Ohio, February 24th, 1950. Dearest Mother, Daddy, and Bud, it was oh so nice to hear from you today, Mother, and Bud yesterday. Hearing all the news about Scott Collegiate really made it all seem so far away and long ago, or vice versa. I'm so sorry, Mother, you still don't feel well. I'm sure it's the bitter cold weather. The days that it's been cold here, I feel like I'd like to crawl under the covers until May. I've been much better since I've been getting more sleep. I've even been going to bed at 9:30 or 10:30 some nights. I wonder how I ever used to stay up so late consistently. Unless I'm getting older. I did put my back out again. It gradually got worse, so John took me to Ted, the doctor, and he put it back again. I expect I'll have a weak back for years and have to be so careful. It seemed like I needed a change, so Wednesday, George Washington's birthday, Connie and I went to Higbee's and got our hair shampooed, cut, excuse me, and curled. I know it seems silly in midwinter, but I decided and did it without telling anyone in case they talked me out of it. Well, I hardly knew myself and was afraid to let John see me. He made me promise not to last summer. It's sort of an old-fashioned cut. I must get a picture of it. Connie's is similar, but it was short before. It looks nice. Well, Connie and I went to see Tobacco Road and Grapes of Wrath, and it was late when I got home. John had phoned, but I didn't dare face him. In the morning I wore a kerchief so he didn't notice anything. Well, all day everybody kept saying how well they liked it. Even Mrs. Heinrichs put in a few words. A few agree with me that it's better long, but I'm glad I had it cut. After school, John said he watched me crossing the street and thought, "She hasn't got something on her hair." But he likes it too. Amazing. I do look different. About 16. Maybe get your hair done for your morale, dear. After that, I rearranged my schoolroom. I got some barbecue spare ribs cooking, and they smell good. If they sell yams at home, try baking some. They're delicious. The teacher's exam was rough. Mostly the length was tiring. 8:30 to 5:15, 1 hour for lunch. They gave us 5 minutes in the morning and 5 in the afternoon to stand beside your chairs, no talking. I don't think I did too well. I used to be good in math, but have forgotten formulas and trigonometry, so did poorly in that. Also, there were some questions on tests and measurements in education that I've no courses in. And my current events. Goodness, I hardly know anything. Senators in the House, representatives in the UN, Balkan country questions. I felt very uneducated. Only one question on Canada. What party is in power? Then my vocabulary has certainly slipped too. I did about 100%, I should imagine, in nonverbal comprehension, puzzles. I have fun figuring things out, also in getting meaning from paragraphs. I did well, but otherwise I felt like a dunce, and my back felt getting stiffer and stiffer. I felt like I'd been hit in the back, neck, top of my head, and stomach with a sledgehammer. It was all times so nerve-wracking, too. John and I went to see Adam's Rib, funny and good. I'm glad you liked Red Shoes. We're going to Samson and Delilah, but I decided we wait until it comes back and the prices are down. It's more sensible. I went to Communion Ash Wednesday and have a Lent box with my kiddies. Oh, I got a B in American History. Surprise! I also got B's in my other classes, but a C in English Literature course. I was pleased with my marks. Love, Ruthie. 2457 Kenilworth Road, Cleveland Heights, Ohio, March 8th, 1950. Dearest Mother, Daddy, and Bud, I was just so glad to get your letter and equally sorry to hear that you and Bud haven't been well. You really should take care of yourselves. Since I've been going to bed early every night, I feel much better. So, Bud, I think you'll find that nothing will make you feel better than regular hours. Four teachers have been out sick at school, and yesterday I earned $7.10 in 2 hours. I offered to stay in the afternoon and so taught from 1 to 3, and so got half-time substitute pay, $7.10, better than babysitting. Poor John was so tired of going babysitting Saturday nights, and he had a final exam last Friday, so asked if I'd not go babysitting Saturday and we'd go out instead. We went shopping for groceries in the morning, and that night went dancing at White's, then to Scotty's and the Leopard Club. Sunday morning after Sunday school, he drove me down to the cathedral. It was rather amusing. The usher led us near the front. The two seats were further in the pew and an old man and his wife by the aisle. He was pretty feeble and held on so that I couldn't get by. The usher whispered to John, "Mr. Mather is quite old, but he'll let you by." There were no other empty pews nearby, so we finally made it. Well, Mr. Mather is a millionaire, 92 years old, married his nurse 20 years ago when she was 38. Recently, they have been robbed of a terrific amount of jewelry. Mr. Mather, because of his weakened condition, hasn't been told. As far as I could see, he wouldn't care too much. When his wife went up for communion, he looked around and then decided to get up too, but the usher helped him sit down again. Then he fumbled in his vest pocket and brought out the daily program, church calendar, took off his glasses, put them away, and started to read, holding the paper about an inch from his nose. When collection time came, he fumbled in his wallet for about 5 minutes. I was rather interested in what a millionaire might put in. He fumbled and they passed the plate. His wallet was empty. Then he carefully put it away. Now I know we shouldn't have been watching, but it really was so cute. He looked so dignified but very feeble, 92 years old. Sunday afternoon we drove over to Chagrin Falls, very beautiful in the rolling country, all snowy. The sun was shining and it was very lovely. We had 2 chocolate cones. When we got back, we went to the flower show in the public auditorium. Very beautiful. They have plans of gardens with the flowers in. The winning one had lots of poes and white tulips and very lovely. There is a fountain in the middle with all beautiful colored lights playing on it. The whole show was lovely, and downstairs they had a modern home show with all the new ideas. Glass doors. Sunday night we went to a very good movie. Connie and I went to a movie Friday night, also very good, an English one. Connie's going up to Toronto Friday morning and seeing her dad. I don't think Winnie's decided whether to go by train or fly, but Connie plans to go with her and stay until the baby is born. I don't know if she'll come back though. Both she and Ginny are on nights now. I'd just love to see Daddy in his new suits when he gets them, so take some snaps, and also I hope he keeps them nice so I can see them one of these years. Yes, John likes my hair. I do too. I put white collar and cuffs on my black suit, and Saturday night John said, "I think your mother would like to see you now in your outfit and with your short hair." He thought it was a new suit, he said. I'm getting awfully tired of courses and classes. I hope I can hold my own financially. I'm trying to save for next summer's fees now. I love you, and have often wished I could be home and see you all. It's going to be so long. I get spells of homesickness. Bye. Love, Ruthie. P.S. I'm enclosing some snaps you sent. Thought you might like them back. Connie has taken some indoor ones. I'll get reprints for you. Love, F.R.S. Get lots of rest, buddy. I made a salmon souffle, baked potatoes, frozen corn, and pineapple salad for supper. I just took my pineapple upside-down cake out of the oven, and does it ever look beautiful? Pineapple and maraschino cherries in the holes. F.R.S. 2457 Kenilworth Road, Cleveland Heights, Ohio, March 23, 1950. Dearest Mother, the last time you wrote and the time before you've mentioned being bothered with backache and leg pains. I was so glad to hear that Bud is better, but you said you planned to see the doctor about your aches too, and I wish you would. Connie said that continued rheumatic pains in the back may indicate a deformitis beginning in the bones, which will stress on the sciatic nerve, hence pains in the right leg. Anyway, I hope you'll do something to see what it is. By now you've probably heard the sad news about Winnie. Connie got a telegram. All over, Winnie fine. So she phoned Sid by talking to him, and in a letter the next day she got the explanation. When she was up to Toronto, Winnie said she was having pain at 7 months, so Connie suggested she see the doctor. He x-rayed, and whatever it was, I don't know, said the baby would never live, so he took it away. She's coming along okay, I guess, but wants Connie to go up anyway. Connie has already resigned here. I don't think she likes it here too well anyway. We had a party Saturday night. I wanted Connie to meet some of the kids. Everyone seemed to enjoy themselves and said it was a good party, but Connie. She had to go on night duty at 11:30. She slept until 10:30, and of the hour she was up, she spent most of the time in the kitchen fixing her lunch or something. As you know, she's quiet, and many times that we've asked her to go places, Walt's party, Shintu's graduation party, where she would meet people, she's too tired. It's just Connie, though, and it's been nice having her, but she seems to be anxious to go back to Regina, and says she feels like she belongs in Saskatchewan. As John says, she's very retiring, but I think that she's probably thinking of Regina. She said she had made a lot of friends before she left. John and I went to a movie last Sunday, My Foolish Heart, and I cried practically all through it. He has tickets to a play Saturday, Death of a Salesman, by Eugene O'Neill, supposed to be a terrific psychological play. Oh, I got the Reader's Digest and Nature magazine. Thanks. Have you seen anything on forests and prairie lands? I gave a book review and a review on Louis Slobodkin. Was nervous at first, but eventually had a good time. Louis Slobodkin is really a very interesting person. He's a sculptor, artist who has recently illustrated some children's books. He's about 46, and the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. is one of his pieces. He was only 5 when he got his. I'll enclose my notes, and you can send them back. One of my parents came to school Monday. Her little girl is sick, and they're taking her to Florida for a while. She wanted some schoolwork. The moment she saw me, she said, "Oh, I'm so glad you've got your hair cut. Carolyn won't let us cut her hair. It's like Miss Smallshaw. She said she has a doll with long red wool hair that she puts up in curlers every night, and she calls the doll Miss Smallshaw." Her mother said she was going to tell her that Miss Smallshaw has her hair cut. So, I love you, and do take care of yourself. Love, Ruth. 2457 Kenilworth Road, Cleveland Heights, Ohio, March 31st, 1950. Dearest Mother, I hope you'll forgive the poor envelope. The story. One day Ruth was going to write home. She was at school and had no envelopes, so she decided to use one from an old Valentine. After it was stamped and addressed, she decided to wait. Later, March 31st. She discovered she had no stamps but the one on the old envelope. Do you mind? The last 2 days have been quite a strain emotionally, but it's all okay now, in a way. Connie left last night. We went shopping yesterday afternoon, and she brought me the first piece of Dearest. When I saw it, I thought I liked it, and so have decided to save this in the Empress pattern. I hope you like it too. I'm enclosing the pamphlet. I'll get it initialed when I have a set. Connie bought me the spoon, and I'm really thrilled with it. Sunday was the first day of holidays, 10 days, and I really felt like I should do something with them, although John has an exam Friday, but I asked him to drive to Cincinnati this weekend, and so we wired Dave and Gloria to see if it were okay. Gloria just phoned that Kirk and Corky will be there, so we may go in 2 weeks instead. It'll be so nice to see her. I also have a ride to New York with 4 fellows from school, leaving tonight, and coming back Wednesday. Splitting the gas 5 ways will be reasonable. However, Connie didn't think I should go, but wait until John can go sometime. He hasn't said anything, though. I have lots of studying to do, I guess. I think I really get enthusiastic about the Cincinnati and New York trips, so I wouldn't wish I were going home with Connie. I was sorry to see her go, but she seemed happy. I'll miss her. I cried all the way home and until I fell asleep, but felt okay this morning. John and I took her down. Dale and Dan drove to Florida today. Another thing that made me feel bad was Bud. John had a letter from home saying his sister had taken college entrance exams and placed in the top 1% of Ohio. And then I realized that Bud isn't doing anything in the way of preparing for the future. I was all worked up I was going to write one of my lengthy blasts, but suddenly I felt too tired to. I've been working away here and no one told me to. As John says, there's only so much you can do for kids. Give them food, shelter, love, and an education. And if they don't take advantage of their opportunity to go ahead, there's not much anyone else can do. Nothing comes to those who expect it on a silver platter. John went to college on a scholarship and waiting tables and now working through law school. There are ways, and the most important realization that you have to have something worthwhile to offer the world in goods and services to be paid well, and training is the answer. I said I'm just too tired. I'm just too tired to try to convince Bud any longer. I do think he should be mature enough to realize he should pay board at least. I love him, you love him, and it would be such a reward to see him mature into the kind of person who is responsible to his family too. Pete has a job in Hamilton again this summer when university is out. Apparently he's been taking his studies seriously too. It's really the only way. I hope my children will see the need for study. I probably mentioned John's brother who is in the Navy. He's now going to the university in Columbus and is getting along fine. I went to Lenten service today again. Had an Easter egg hunt for my kitties this morning. We dyed eggs yesterday. Good night. Right, and may God bless you all. Love, Ruthie. To be continued. Well, that concludes today's presentation. Good luck to you with your efforts with family history. If this interests you, finding, preserving, and sharing old letters, diaries, and photographs, and interviewing elderly relatives while they're alive. You might consider checking out our website, Adventures in History, with Peter J. Ray at peterjray.com. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. God bless you. Take care, and I'll see you next time.